It's 8 p.m. in Banjul. This is the QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Karaba Avenue, and I am Jul Denjai. Thank you for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. With the government's goal to empower the private sector and attain food self-sufficiency by 2030, President Adama Barrow visited a 1,200-hectare rice field in Bayaba village in the Central River region on Saturday. And after visiting the Central River region, President Barrow's Meet the People's tour has now reached the Upper River region, where he toured several important project sites. ActionAid International The Gambia organized 2 separate activities over the weekend with the stakeholders to improve market leakages, improve agroecology, and boost adoption of organic fertilizer in agricultural practices. And on Monday, the Gambia Tourism Board welcomed the MS Riviera, a luxury cruise ship, as it docked in Banjul with 1,116 passengers on board. In sports news, the newly elected president of the Gambian National Olympic Committee, Dudu Jallow, has assured member associations that he will prioritize the welfare of athletes during his leadership of the organization over the next 4 years. These and other stories coming ahead. Do stay with us. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, as part of the government's efforts to empower the private sector and achieve self-sufficiency in food production by 2030, President Adama Barrow visited a 1,200-hectare rice field in Bayaba, Central River region on Saturday. Usman Jatta is with the delegation, and this is his report.
Around midday for a visit to one of the country's major private sector rice farms, owned by Hamidou Jah of Jah Oil. The convoy journeyed through Bansang, Janjanbureh, and crossed the Gambia River in the southern part of the Central River region. In Georgetown, the president was warmly welcomed with drumming and singing before continuing to Lamenkoto and eventually reaching Bayaba village in Summit district, where the rice farm is located. This impressive 1,200-acre farm stands as a symbol of innovation and progress in the country's rice sufficiency efforts. During his visit, President Barrow toured the expansive rice fields, engaging with farmers, technicians, and other stakeholders involved in the project. He was joined by Mohamed Haidara, the general manager of Jah Oil.
We had to also boost food self-sufficiency in the country, and also to mitigate hunger, and also to help the underprivileged to be able to afford it. So this is why we are just capping it there. This is why when I talk to Honorable Minister here and anybody other minister, I always tell them the project, yes, is private sector project, but it's a national project, because the president is well invested in this. He wants to give us all the support and the moral, and we appreciate it.
President Barrow praised Hamidou Jah for his bold initiative, which plays a significant role in helping the country achieve its rice sufficiency goal.
It is government responsibility to make sure that there are policies in place so that we produce enough food for our people. That's why we are very happy, and we are committed to support Jah. Nelson Mandela said, with commitment, anything is possible in life. And we have seen commitment here. We have seen serious business.
In addition to boosting local rice production, Jah Oil's project is creating employment opportunities, particularly for women like Mama Dabo, who rely on their work at the farm to support their families.
We have been cultivating rice here for the past 4 months. We only rest on Fridays. We let the rice dry for milling. Since Jah launched this initiative, many women have been employed, and we are committed to supporting Jah Oil to feed the country.
This yellow field around me may look like sand,
but in actual sense, it is harvested rice. The government of the Gambia over the years have facilitated several grants for private investors like Hamidou Jah to invest into rice cultivation to boost the Gambia's 2030 rice sufficiency ambition. President Barrow expressed confidence that with continued dedication, the Gambia will reach its rice sufficiency target by 2030.
If we are very, very serious about food security, about helping our people, about bringing the price of rice, cost of rice, bringing it down, if we are serious about that, we have to produce.
He emphasized that the government's goal goes beyond increasing food production. It aims to build a resilient agricultural system capable of facing the challenge of climate change. Osman Jata reporting for QTV News from this.
Now, after completing his visit to the Central River region, President Barrow's Meet the People tour has now arrived in the Upper River region, where he toured several key project sites and received a warm reception from local communities. Usman Jata again.
Adama Barrow, accompanied by senior government officials, kicked off his tour of the Upper River region with a visit to Sabe Kantora. There, he reviewed the progress of the Sabe Kantora water borehole project, which is set to provide clean water to thousands of residents in surrounding villages. During his visit, President Barrow emphasized his government's commitment to addressing the basic needs of Gambians, with water access highlighted as a central pillar of his government's agenda.
So 55 of these we have saving at 100,000 litres, 25 are 50,000 litres, and 23 are 30,000 litres. Okay. We have 13 in North Bank region, 20 in CRR, 15 in URR, 3 in LRR, 7 in West Coast region. Okay.
From Sabe Kantora, the convoy moved to Koina, stopping briefly at Fatota. Along the way, President Barrow visited Boli Banna Senior Secondary School, where he taught newly constructed classrooms. These facilities are part of his administration's effort to improve educational infrastructure in rural areas, aimed at easing overcrowding and offering a better learning environment for students.
So I think it was a very, very, very good project, a good decision, to give people equal opportunity as people who are within the combos or within the range of accessible roads. I think it's a big, big, big achievement. It's my first time also coming this area. Yes, but there is a big population around the area. Seeing the villages and so forth. And I'm very happy that I've seen the electricity is up to the last point in the Gambia.
The convoy continued to Kantora Jeddah, where President Barrow engaged with local leaders and residents to hear their concerns and discuss future development plans. The tour then moved to Lamoy, also in Kantora, where the president held a joint meeting with local government officials and the public, providing an open platform for discussing the region's most pressing development challenges. Alhaji Bachele Sise, chief of Kantora, expressed gratitude to the Barrow administration for its ongoing development efforts in the region. Lady Councillor Kadi Sane urged the president to provide farming tools to local women, enabling them to enhance vegetable gardening and contribute to food security. Suleiman Toure, a youth representative, called for the decentralization of the GID passport office to the Upper River region to reduce delays and long queues in Banjul. Bireji Tunkara, majority leader and National Assembly member for Kantora, praised the government's upcoming salary increment for civil servants, acknowledging its positive impact on workers. In his address to the community, President Barrow assured the people of URR that his government would continue to prioritize their development needs.
I don't have much to say today, but I want you to understand that if the government has any projects, you will receive your share without needing to ask. I am grateful to you. You elected me into office, and I am your servant.
Following his visit to Kantora, the convoy proceeded to Mankamangkunda, concluding the day's activities in Njulangel. At every stop, the president was met with praise for his government's development initiatives. However, residents also called for improvements to feeder roads and further empowerment for the youth. The tour will continue across the region with further visits to key infrastructure projects and to community centers. Osman Chata reporting for QTV News from the Upper River region.
Under its strengthening CSO support and advocacy for sustainable production and use of organic fertilizer in the Gambia support project, Action Aid International, the Gambia, organized 2 separate activities over the weekend with CSOs and private sector to improve market leakages, promote agroecology, and boost the adoption of organic fertilizer in agricultural practices. Aliou Cisse has the details.
Is about to start. We hear about fertilizer prices, almost all imported, and none of it is organic. This 3-year project, funded by the European Union, is being implemented by Action Aid Gambia, with partners such as Gambia Participates, Njawara Agricultural Training Center, and the Center for Policy Research and Strategy Studies. It hopes to reach out to 284,800 people in the Central River and North Bank regions. These engagements will enhance the capacity of CSOs and private sector to facilitate linkages between farmers and the private sector, thereby promoting the marketing and use of organic fertilizers. Aissatou Diallo, the support project manager, explained that the project's overall objective is to produce over 54,000 tons of organic fertilizer to be distributed to women's groups and gardens by the end of the project. Furthermore, the project will train journalists, women extension workers, people with disabilities, and CSOs, among others.
So this project is going to be implemented solely in NBR and CRR North and South, because we have identified these areas as one of the most vulnerable in the country when it comes to agroecology. Even though it's practiced there, they need a lot of support, especially CRR North. We're hoping that after this, farmers would know where to go buy organic fertilizer, and private sector will also try to increase their stock in organic fertilizer so that they also be selling not just inorganic fertilizer.
Abdul Karim Sanyang, CEO of People's Appropriate Technology Enterprise, known as PATENT, shared his expertise on advanced organic fertilizer production technologies, drawing from his experience in Germany. He emphasized the importance of transforming the Gambia's abundant waste into productive fertilizers and energy sources, reducing reliance on imported fertilizer.
We have a lot of waste that we are not transforming. And it's money. The waste is money. We can transform this waste to cash, solid cash, than taking our dalasi to China or to India or to Ukraine. We can produce clean compost here that can compete any fertilizer that comes from abroad. Not either what they are trying to advocate to say this is liquid, this is that. I want everything to come from here. But they used to tell me that compost is not efficient. You have to use it with MPK or urea to get a good yield. For me, I deny that, because in Switzerland you don't use urea. In Germany you don't use urea. It's banned. Even biosolids are banned in Germany.
Sekuba, LRP 9 coordinator, Action 8, believes advocacy efforts should be prioritized to achieve food self-sufficiency before focusing on export potential.
Even the ones that are exporting to us, they have enough. If you see Ukraine is exporting flour, it's because they have enough. Yeah. If you see they are exporting wheat, it's because they have enough. Before they think of giving Gambia, they need to eat full. So that is our problem now. So agroecology is possible and it can work. And the only way it can work is when we build that movement, that last component of the video. We build the movement, we make sure that everybody understands that it is possible, and we start from the grassroots. We know in the communities today, we have elders that are 77 years and children that are 7 years. We don't have the 30 years. Where are they? It's either they have gone through Bagwe or they are in Combo. We don't have them there. All of us are from there. We know how it looks like. Today you go to my compound in Sintet, you find only elders. So why will they still continue to grow that big land? It doesn't make sense. Grow a small portion, take care of that soil, and that soil will give you what you need. So this is the concept of agroecology.
This project aligns with Action Aid's broader mission to advance sustainable agriculture, reduce dependency on chemical imports, and empower local communities to adopt innovative, eco-friendly activities. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
That report there takes us to a commercial break. When we return, we have more local and sports news stories for you. Do stay with us.
fii mooy fan fii mooy Inessa di place bi nga xam ne moom la ñëpp taaw place bii bépp xeetu ataaya bu baax rek bu dugg see ci dëkk bi xamal li fii rek la am bara warga bii neex na lool saf na ba pare tamit nag am gu bu neex boo ko naanee rek da ngay kontaan ci saa si añ ba suur ba gëreesal li nga lekk jëndal baara ataaya bii ndax moom la ñëpp taamu gis nga sama client bii ataaya bu neex bu ne moom laa koy njëkk a jox ndax moom kat ataaya bu neex rek lay wër baara warga bii mooy warga bi gën te moo gën a saf kon nag ràññee leen ko bu baax kon daw leen gaaw ca Banjul foofu ca Inessa di place bi nga xam ni foofu rek nga ko mën a amee wholesale wala retail mu ngi foofu ci boori court house bi foofu ca Banjul wala nga daw ci bépp marché bépp supermarket bépp boutique fépp foo dugg rek di nga mën a am baara warga bii nga xam ne moom la ñëpp di wër tey baara warga moo dàq ci warga yi man maa ngi ci moom ndax su ma maree ataaya moom rek lay naan.
Thank you very much for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, this is the QTV Nightly News. Now to the rest of our stories. On Monday, the Gambia Tourism Board welcomed the MS Riviera, a luxury cruise ship from Ozonia Cruises, as it docked in Banjul with 1,116 passengers on board. In total, 4 cruise ships have docked in Banjul, bringing over 3,000 tourists. Loliam Kamara visited the ship in Banjul and filed this report.
Arriving from Dakar, Senegal, the MS Rivera is part of a 27-day itinerary highlighting the beauty of West Africa. Officials from the Ministry of Tourism and the Gambia Tourism Board emphasized that the visit not only positions Banjul as a must-visit cruise destination, but also provides a valuable opportunity for local businesses to engage with travelers from around the world. Ibrahim A.K. Sanyang, Senior Officer of Research and Development at the Gambia Tourism Board, expressed excitement about showcasing what Banjul and the Gambia have to offer. He added that they are thrilled to welcome global visitors and connect them with the country's vibrant culture, warm hospitality, and rich history as the smiling coast of Africa.
We have 4 cruise ships that visited the Gambia from the 17th November. We have 7 Seas Voyager, 7 Seas Splendor, Azamar, Quest, and Rivera. All these totals bring about 3,025 tourists on board. So we have different nationalities of tourists that come to destination Gambia. So the reason being here is to generate intelligence out of that. How many tourists are coming to Gambia through cruise ships? And if we are able to generate that intelligence, we will come up with a strategy. How do we market to make sure we have a lot of tourists coming through cruise ship, we have a lot of tourists coming through land, and be able to get a lot of tourists coming through the air as well.
As the MS Rivera docked, the excitement among the tourists was palpable, while local businesses showcased their products, from locally crafted souvenirs to traditional food and music. The ship's visit presents a valuable opportunity to promote and support the local economy while welcoming and connecting with travelers from around the world. Passengers set out to explore Banjul's vibrant markets, historic sites, and nearby attractions. Barbara Pattison and Doug Wither, two of the visiting tourists, shared their thoughts shortly after visiting the Albert Market in Banjul.
I really like the looks of it, so. Yes, I did. I bought a mask. I like masks.
Oh. And I was surprised. I expected it to be more of a open market. It was more closed with, tents and things where we were inside. And when I got inside, I was surprised that they sell fish just out on the market. In the United States, usually when you sell fish, it's on ice. And so, it's refrigerated. And so that was different for me to see it done like that here.
As the ship continues its journey to other destinations, it leaves a positive impact on the people and businesses of Banjul. Mr. A.K. Sanyang emphasized that the increase in cruise visits to the country is a direct result of the commitment and collaboration between stakeholders and the Ministry of Tourism. The arrival of the cruise ship marks a significant milestone for Banjul, reinforcing the city's rising status as a premier destination for international cruise liners. The visit is expected to give a substantial boost to the local economy as passengers and crew members explore unique experiences, crafts and cuisines. The tourism sector is a key contributor to the Gambia's economy, accounting for 20% of the country's GDP. With more cruise visits expected throughout the season, Mr. A.K. Sanyang urged Gambians to support the sector and continue to showcase the warmth and uniqueness for which the country is renowned. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
And now, the Women in Liberation and Leadership, in collaboration with its partners, organized a stakeholders meeting to kick off the 16 Days of Activism campaign against gender-based violence, observed annually starting on November 25th. The meeting aimed to discuss and promote innovative approaches to ending gender-based violence. Here is Yafa Tugay.
The 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence, GBV, is a global campaign dedicated to raising awareness about the widespread issue of violence against women and girls. This year's theme, From Awareness to Action, Uniting Communities to End GBV in the Gambia, emphasizes the importance of raising awareness, addressing root causes of gender-based violence, promoting positive masculinity, gender equity, and creating economic opportunities for women and children. The theme highlights a shift from merely acknowledging the problem to taking concrete actions aimed at preventing, addressing, and ultimately ending gender-based violence. Joe Ashley, the representative from the British High Commission in the Gambia, spoke about the roots of gender-based violence, highlighting its deep societal impact. She also expressed the UK's strong support for the Gambia in the ongoing fight against GBV.
Globally, 1 in 3 women will experience physical or sexual violence in their lifetime, often at the hands of somebody they know and trust. Here in the Gambia, nearly 41% of women aged 15 to 49 have suffered intimate partner violence. These statistics are not mere numbers. They represent lives shattered, dreams deferred, and communities held back.
Dr. Fatou Balde, MBE, founder of the Women in Liberation and Leadership organization, highlighted the critical importance of advocacy in the fight against gender-based violence.
As the 16 days begin, we are commemorating the day by organizing a stakeholder consultation where we invite different partners to talk about gender-based violence in the Gambia and how can we unite to end GBV in the country. We do advocacy and awareness raising. We engage community members. We engage young girls in safe spaces to teach them about reproductive health and rights. We also work with men and boys on positive masculinity.
Awa Toure, a participant, shared her expectation following the consultation.
So I'm expecting to learn more about my role, especially to be able to end gender-based violence, advocate more for girls and women in our society, because they are the most vulnerable when it comes to gender-based violence. Even though we have men and boys who also go through gender-based violence, but it is clear that women and girls rather go through gender-based violence. So I am anticipating, or I am eager to learn more about my role in ensuring that I end gender-based violence.
The 16 days of activism serves as an opportunity to renew commitments, demand accountability, and call for action for decision makers. It aims to leave behind a visionary blueprint for achieving gender equality and advancing the rights of women and girls globally. Reporting for QTV News, I am Yafatu Gay.
Now in sports news, the newly elected president of the Gambian National Olympic Committee, Baidudu Jallow, has assured member associations that he will prioritize the welfare of athletes as he takes on leadership of the organization from 2025 to 2028. Our sports reporter Momodo Gajaga attended the elective congress on Saturday, and he now reports.
From Gambian sporting associations affiliated with the Gambian National Olympic Committee GNOC, elected Baidudu Jallow following a closely contested election where he defeated Mohamed Jagana by 26 votes to 21. In his victory speech, Baidudu Jallow called for collaboration among members and pledged to prioritize transparency while working for the betterment of the athletes.
Let me take this opportunity and assure all of you that we will really do our best. During the course of the next 4 years, we will be accountable to you. We will face the challenges with strength. And I can assure you here, the motivation is high, the will is high, and really we are ready to try to move from where the old board stopped. We try to move from there and try to move to another step also with respect to our sports, especially with respect to the Olympic Committee.
The newly elected GNOC president expressed pride in his vision for a new direction in Gambian sports. He pledged to enhance integrity, inclusivity, and global competitiveness, principles outlined in his election manifesto and reiterated in his victory speech.
We will try our best to follow the direction of the manifesto. And really, central in this manifesto will be the athletes in this country from the various national sporting associations. I would also want to assure all national sporting associations that elections is over, and what we have now is to come together and work together as one team.
In the election of other executive positions, Lamin Kinkoli was elected unopposed as the first vice president. Bakari Jammeh secured the position of second vice president, defeating Saul Fraser by 29 votes to 18. Yeron Jai was re-elected secretary general, receiving 30 votes to Fatim Baji's 17 votes. Bai Madi Sise was elected treasurer with 33 votes to Mas Manjang's 14 votes. Ami Jabang, Bakeba Suso and Abdullah Ka were elected to complete the executive committee. Mahmoudou Gajaga, QTV News.
Congratulations to Mr. Jallow and team. Well, this is all we have for you in this bulletin. Do join us again at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thank you for watching.